So here we have the login page, username and the password. So let's type here admin, and it says invalid credentials. So this is generally normal login page. In order to brute force the credentials, we should get to know at what name of the tag it is being sent. So press Ctrl U to get the source code. So here you can see this is the form, and the name is equals to user ID. So whatever you enter here in the username field, it is being sent as a parameter with the value user ID, name user ID, and the value that you enter, and also password as the passwd. So sometimes these names are not exactly when you send, because there will be some JavaScript code that will change the name when you send the request. So that's why what you want to do is you need to intercept the request using the burp. So let's go to proxy and make sure that intercept is on. Now type normally admin and admin. Now click on submit, and here you can see the request that is about to send. So send it to repeater, and you can just check this intercept off. So let's go to repeater and see the request. So this is the post type of request, and the post to /question1. So these credentials are being sent to /question1, and also user ID is equals to admin, and password is equals to admin, and submit is equals to submit. So we can use multiple tools to brute force this login page. So the first tool we are going to use is Hydra. We can also I will show you burp suit after this Hydra -l. So let's just say admin. So if you want to use multiple usernames, you can say -L and usernames.txt. okay, and p, so you can use the rocky.txt. so this is very famous password word list. And now we need to submit the IP address. So the host IP address, copy this and paste here. You can see the port the web server is running on is 31142. You need to add the -s option 31142, so that Hydra will send the packets to this 31142, and then you need to specify HTTP post form or get form. So here you can see the post request, so that's why we need to put the HTTP post form, and here we need to specify 3 parameters, like 3 arguments separated by colon. So the first one is the page you going to send, that is /question1. so /question1 colon, and the data you going to send. So this is my data of this request. So copy this, so keep it like this. Now you need to change some fields you want to brute force. For password you can say cap pass cap. So what this means is, for every request Hydra will identify this field as a password field, and for each request it will take one word from the rocky.txt and it will put in this placeholder place and send the request. In the same way you can also say user cap user cap. So Hydra will identify this place as a username field, and it will take each word from usernames.txt, and upon every request it will place here and send the request. So this is the data we going to actually send. And the colon, so the next one is true or false. So it's like, so whatever you got in the result, that is invalid credentials. So Hydra, after sending the request, will look for this message. So if there is invalid credentials, so that means this combination of username and the password from this word list have been failed. If there is no invalid credentials in the response page, so that means this combination of username and the password is correct. By that way Hydra will recognize the correct username and the password. So you can hit enter, but we have the rate limiting, so we will be seeing in the next video. So for now I am just quitting this. So this is the syntax: Hydra -L for usernames.txt and p passwords.txt and the IP address, and if the port is not 80, you need to specify with the -s option, and then you need to specify HTTP post form or get form. And then the first one is where you going to send to data, and the actual data with the placeholders of username and the password, and the error message you are going to get if there is wrong. So Hydra will recognize the response with no message and tells us that the combination of that username and the password is correct one. So this is how you brute force using Hydra. So the next way is using Burp suite itself. So right click on this request and click on send to intruder. In this intruder, go to positions tab. So clear all positions. So this is our actual request. I want to brute force password field. Okay, let's say admin user is already present and I need to brute force the password result. So you can specify the password field and click on add dollar symbol. So it's like a placeholder. Let's just call it as a dollar. So here you can see the admin text has been changed to some green color highlight. So you can also choose multiple attack types: sniper and battleground, pitchfork, cluster bomb. So you can use cluster bomb for if you have some more than one field you want to brute force. So for now click on payloads and you can see payload set has been set to 1. So here whatever you type here, let's say test 2 etc., so those will be replaced in each and every request. So what you can do is you can copy the rocky.txt whole content and paste it in here. But I don't recommend Burp suite for brute forcing because it takes a lot of time, because it's community edition. For professional edition it is multi-threaded and it's very fast than community edition. The community edition is only single threaded and it takes very lot of time. So if you just generally start the attack, so you can see the default payload is the 0 and it will send the test, and blank payload I think I have hit enter at that. So you can see the response here. We have the invalid credentials. So you can see these are the test and test2 payloads that we have sent. So this is how you use the Burp suite intruder for brute forcing. So next tool is using Wfuzz. So we can use Wfuzz. The syntax is similar to GoBuster, also similar to Hydra. -u, you need to specify the URL. So this is my URL and paste it here, and you need to specify the data. So this is my actual data. So copy this and put this in the quotations. So the place where you want to brute force, you need to put this as fuzz, and the word list you need to choose like rocky.txt. So this will do fine. If you want to change this first to something else, you need to specify that name here. If I want to change this to first 2, so I need to specify this first 2. So all these words in the rocky.txt will be placed in the passwd field for each request. So I'm not going to fuzz this, it's gonna get rate limited. So okay, that is the syntax, and after getting the results you can say -hs. So actually I will show you Wfuzz help page, and here you can filter the responses. So the first one is hide code length words size. Okay, I think this is related. It's so based on the status code, based on the lines, word, etc. So you can hide the responses using this one. So okay, last one is for characters, number of characters, and you can show the responses with only some specified code. So you can say show with the code 200, show with the code 404, etc. And you can also apply the normal regular expressions. So what you can simply say is hide the responses with the content invalid credentials. So that should do fine. So that is about this Wfuzz tool. And we can also brute force with Python. So let's say default bruteforce.py. So we need to use the request module. So this module will be helpful for sending requests and getting the responses. Let's say URL variable and copy this one. So this is my URL. We need to construct the data because we are going to send it in the body of the request. So copy this and put a comment and put the data here. So we need to specify one dictionary, and in that we need to separate these as a normal variables. Okay, like key value pairs. First one is user ID colon the value admin. So this is the first one, we have put it as a key value pair, and the second one is pass WD, and here we can put the admin. We can change this later, I will show you. And the next one is submit colon submit. So this is the data. So now what you can simply do is request.post of URL comma data is equals to data. So you can also change this variable name data to if you see these two are confusing. Now we get the r.text. So we get the response. You can print out the response. So you can Python 3 default brute force, and it says invalid credentials. So you can filter according to the response, like if invalid credentials in r.text. So this entire response will be treated as a single string, and we are searching for invalid credentials. If the invalid credentials is in the response, then what we can say is login failed. So let's comment out this. So if you run this and it says login failed, so what you can do is you can put the not operator, and we did not get any value because we are not printing this. So you can just loop over this one. So fd is equals to rocky.txt. So if you can see these are the content in the rocky.txt. So to store this in the list format, what we need to do is first you need to open the file in the readable format, and then you need to read into some word list fd.read, and you can close the file descriptor. So the word list variable now contains all the value or the content of the rocky.txt. So in order to make this as a list, so you can say passwords is equals to list of word list dot split of new line, because we can see the new line, right? So after this word you have the new line, so we are splitting according to the new line. So the parsing starts from starting, and if there is any new line, this will be considered as a one word and it will be placed in the passwords field, passwords list. So now we have the list of elements that are passwords. Now what you can do is, for I in passwords, and you can just tab all this, add some space, and instead of password field you can simply say I. Okay, so for every iteration in the for loop, each word from this rocky.txt will be placed in this password field, and this data will be sent as a post request to this URL, and upon the response, by seeing we can filter according to this message. We can say login failed or success. If there is a login success, we can print the username and this password. We can print I value and it is the password. So we have seen like 4 tools: Hydra, Burp, Wfuzz and Python for normal brute forcing of the authentication.